Hello everybody, welcome to the webinar. My name is Geert Hunt, I'm from Digipolis, and I will present the functional and technical aspects that we expect from the platform that we are procuring here. We have a common challenge, was already said by Hugo, but it is to design, research and develop a city as linked and large-scale Internet of Everything labs. So we want something that really platform that supports cities into becoming large-scale Internet of Everything labs. So it lies in developing an open, standards-based, data-driven, service-oriented, and user-centric platform for European cities that enable large-scale co-creation, testing, and validation of urban IoE applications and services. This approach should foster the long-term goal of evidence-based innovation in cities. What's very important in this aspect is the innovation aspect. We want a platform that brings innovations to the city to become more and more smart cities, actually. Innovations can be on different aspects. It can be on the functionalities of the platform. It can be on the quality attributes like openness, scalability, but it also can be on the business model. So, but we expect innovations to see into the platform, innovation that we want to foster in this PCP. But what do we expect from the platform? First of all, the platform should be able to work as a city dashboard. It should be able it should enable the governments of cities to have a dashboard on their city and to see the city in all their aspects, being the transportation aspects, being waste management, health, how you cope with difficulties in your city, how the police will be informed, firemen, all those things should be enabled in the platform. That should deliver the government a really clear dashboard on the city, actually view on the city. Otherwise, it should be also an open platform where you know, the quadruple helix, like universities, private companies, actually the citizens of the city can co-create things into the platform, can use the platform and help each other in becoming a more viable city and a more smart city, actually, where new applications can emerge and innovations can start from there. Otherwise, the platform should be able to integrate with all kinds of real-time devices, so-called Internet of Everything, being sensors that we have in the city of traffic management, but also sensor on waste, sensors on climate, being the parkings, and should get all that data into the platform, but should be also able to steer those devices, so that communication should be able to go into both ways. Next to that, cities have a lot of access to sources of data, but that needs to come also into the platform, because that data will make your platform more and more intelligent. So we also need a platform that will be capable to read in data from other platforms, but from other sources. Could be statistical sources from different kinds of governments, could be statistical sources of, for example, other countries, but it also could be Twitter feeds, Facebook feeds, social feeds that get into the platform and make your platform more intelligent. So that about, in a very short overview about the functionalities. More is elaborated into the document, but we don't want to be too restrictive on this. As said, we want innovation into the platform. So if you come up with things that, guys, you didn't think of this, and this should be in a smart city platform, we're very open to those suggestions into the program. Otherwise, we want a platform that has, of course, some kind of quality attributes. One of them being cloud-enabled. What we mean by that is it should be able to run on anywhere. Since we want a platform that can support small and big cities. Big cities probably have a large infrastructure where they can actually run it on-premise, but smaller cities probably don't have that infrastructure, and they probably will want a cloud-enabled platform. So both should be possible. So the platform should be able to preferably run on-site or in the cloud, and easily transportable. It should be user-centric. The user is at the center of the platform, of course, and it should be with the city in mind. How do we help the city and the citizens in this platform? We really embrace co-creation. We don't believe that, for example, that the platform will be finished after this. We think that people will still have to be able to contribute to the platform and start building new services on that platform and make it more and more innovative. It should be service-oriented, meaning we should be able to incorporate new services and even replace services without a big hassle. Therefore, also the pluggability. Plug in new things that help us in getting more things done. And of course, yeah, data-driven. It's all about the data, getting the data in and understanding the data and transforming it into information. Furthermore, we have some more quality requirements that go deeper into the platform. We prefer open source. We have a section is written into the tender, but we like to have to be as open source possible. But even more, we like open standards. That the platform supports open standards and be able to use them and make it in that way more open. We prefer a distributed and decoupled environment because then we can run it on different environments. And it can be able to scale, and components are not that coupled, so we can replace them more easily. Interoperability is important. The cities at this moment already have some systems running. The platform should be able to interop with those in quite an easy way, and should be able to get into those data from those platforms. Of course, it should be able to scale. Cities will be growing, and we have large and small cities, so it should be able to scale to those sizes. Legacy and heterogeneous, since IoT and IoE is still evolving quite rapidly, we believe that the choices we make now can be proven wrong into the future, and we have to replace them. So how is the platform going to be able to cope with software that's then already legacy, and all the different kinds that will be plugged in? It should be robust, since it's at a certain moment in time will be steering a city. You want it to have robust and not crash and then have all kinds of issues. So it should have some robustness inside of the platform. And then, of course, security and privacy, quite important. It has to be a secure platform. People of the city needs to trust the platform. So security should be by design. And then privacy, since we are living in Europe, the GDPR is coming on, so we want a platform that will be able to cope with those GDPR rules and help us in implementing them in an Internet of Everything platform. But most importantly, we want to have a platform that communicates with everything, with things. And we had some patterns that we see that are common right now, but then again, we really want the innovation to come from you, from the companies. But for example, we think of be able to discover sensors into the city and get them into the platform. Could be sensors that users have, that citizens have, could be sensors of companies, and getting them into an easy way into the platform. Of course, you have telemetry. We want to read out the sensors in one way or another. We want to have sensors that can ask questions to the platforms. We want to steer commands to the sensors, and we want to have notification sent to the platform. That concludes what I wanted to say about the functionalities and the technical aspects. I think a lot of more is to be found into the tender document, of course, but I'm open for questions, and I'm here all webinars, so you can ask any questions you want to. Thank you. Are there any questions? then we move to the next presenter, being Davor, who will present the next part. If there are any questions.
Good. There is a question by Dimitris. I will read it out loud. What about the robustness? How do we mean robustness in a platform?
Yeah, by robustness we mean, for example, you will have sensors that are less important that we want to that we read out that provide us the information but are less critical, and we will have critical sensors. Those should be able to coexist but not interfere with each other. For example, we can't have a not critical sensor breaks down the platform and we can't communicate with a critical sensor. So you really have to think about a platform that is able to communicate critical information, because there will be built up on the platform, and it will at one point steer a city. So you should be able to cope with that criticality. There's a next question. The existing platforms, at this moment, there are tons, and it would be too much to list them, and we don't also want to have really too much focus on that. We want a platform that is able to integrate with different things, that supports open standards to integrate, thinking of SOAP and REST and those type of items. So it should be capable, but it shouldn't be restricted to the existing platforms we have already, because we're also going to be future platforms, and we also want to integrate those. That was the question: are we aware of the legacy platforms should be integrated? At least from Ricardo. Yeah, it's a question. Sorry, yeah, I'm not have to repeat the question, but the question is, why do we have to support on-premise hosting? It's a question from some cities to be able to have it on-premise, but it's not a fixed requirement. If you say my platform is only a cloud, it's an open cloud platform, and this is how we work with your on-premise data, we're open to that. And we can incorporate that, but know that some cities have quite a large infrastructure which is quite secure and has all security implemented that cities need to be. So therefore, it's a plus if you can run on-premise, but cloud is actually more important. Next question by Mark de Hill. Is the City of Things by AMEC one of the platforms that will be hooked into the new platform? That could be. Yeah, the City of Things platform is a platform that's run by in Antwerp, and it could be that we hook it in. Right now, it's already collecting some information, so it could be one of the sources. But then again, there will be also other. It's a platform of Antwerp, by the way. Can you say more about the distributed and decoupled environment? Is the question by Scholi. We want that the platform is componentized, being that the different parts of the platform can be run on different servers. So it can actually, those items are decoupled. We don't want one closed block where we can't change anything in between. Could be that we change on the ingestion level where we ingest the data from the sensors. Could be that we want to change something on the analytical part, or that we want to change something on the data part. So it should be all different components that run in different environments. Can be run in different environments and integrate with each other in a decoupled way, and really have autonomous components that communicate what they have done. That should be the ideal environment. Then again, it's a quality of the attribute where you can, in the solution and design, elaborate more on if you think it's less important. Next question. how to find a consortium to which we can offer a good application solution for a certain area, health, road traffic flows. That will be handled in the last presentation of what we are going to present by Laura. We'll try to answer that question. Dimitris, sorry, no problem for answering the question. So I think